Yeah? Right, okay. Right, leg of lamb. Bit of a pain to carve, so we're going to take the bone out. That's an easy carve leg of lamb. Because losing the bone does not affect the flavour one bit. It's one of the biggest fallacies going. All these so-called celebrity chefs that don't know what I'm on about. The flavour is fat. The only time you get flavour from the bone is if you're pot roasting something in a casserole, and then you get the flavour of the bone cooking into the gravy. So lamb is my favourite meat, and I'm a butcher, and I always take it home boneless. Largely because when I come to carve it, I've had a couple on a Sunday and I can't be bothered to carve around the bones, I'll cut my hand off. But mainly because I know I'm not losing any flavour by taking the bone out.
It's also quite difficult because the fillet end, if you were to take half a leg of lamb, it's got the H-bone in it, which is a nightmare.
Which is the one I'm taking out now.
Taking out right now.
Yeah.
That is a nightmare to try and carve when you've got a fillet end leg of lamb.
H-bone as in A-I-T-C-H.
Not as in circumference
No,
with a T-H.
Yes, this is the H-bone. There you go, that's the horrible H-bone, or the hip bone as it would be called. There's a hole in it there. Right, if you were butterflying it like we did the other week, you would cut through this seam here. We're going to tunnel bone this one, which means tunnel bone it means not cutting all through. So basically what I'm doing is I'm grabbing that end of the bone there with those fingers and pushing on it and pulling with my thumb. So I'm sort of like pushing the bone up and pulling the meat that way, and just applying a little bit of pressure with the knife. So it's basically all about pulling and pushing on the meat as opposed to putting a lot of pressure on the knife. You put a lot of pressure on the knife, that's when it will jump out, and that's when it can slip, and if you're putting a lot of pressure on it, that's when you cut yourself and everything. So again, with these fingers here, I'm pushing it up. You see the bone moving up. Should charge for butchery lessons really. Some people do, I'm thinking about doing it.
Could have a little masterclass going on.
Could do, you know, yeah. Do you think I could charge more if I did it naked?
Trouble is though, you'd have to sell the knives or sell the sharpening, because the main problem that people have is that their knives are just not sharp enough.
Yeah. So, don't get many of them to the pound.
Okay.
Right.
Just gonna pass over you
That's
guys.
right, we swap camera. This is Ella. She loves it. She does.
Hello.
Yeah. There we go. So now going in. So we've loosened it all at that easy carve leg of lamb. So like I say, so I've loosened it all from that end. So now we go from this end. And round. Bone like that. Yeah, I'm just pushing down gently on the knife. I'm more pulling the bone as opposed to, so I'm not really applying a lot of pressure with the knife. I'm sort of like pushing on the meat with my fingers there and pulling with the thumb and this finger. So I'm more or less pulling the bone out and just tickling up against the bone like that. And it comes. There you go. The bone out in the middle. That's why it's called tunnel boning. There you go, that's where the bone went, through there. So we're now going to stitch this in here to make it a nice ball to tie up. Then we get our trussing needle, and push that through there, that up like that, get a bit of string, go through there. Come on, go through.
Use some glasses.
Can't get it. Oh, got it through the hole. So, just put hair around it. So, I don't expect you to get that. No, sorry, no. Good.
That's
Good. Ask me in a year's time.
Right.
So cut that there. I'm going to put one more stitch in here. In that bit there and through there. Oh, and there goes the phone. It's alright. She can wait, it's the X.
She's obviously not watching us.
Yeah. Don't know what she's missing. Or she does. Yeah. Right. That one. Then we're going to put one through this end. Through like that. Across here. Like that. So all we've got is 3 bits of string basically. Right. One here. Like that. Off. Flip it over, and there you go. Boneless bit of leg and lamb. You can roast it, preferably in foil, wrapped around it, cooks it in its own juice. Start carving from that end and slice all the way across. You get a nice, easy to carve. Yeah, hang on, wait there.
Okay, so once you've carved it, that
It's like that in the middle. That's
is how it carves out.
their leg and lamb steaks. So, in other words, once you get past that smaller bit there, and you get to the, it looks fat from the outside. That's good. You want the fat flavour. All legs of lamb are lean in the middle, like that. The more fat on the outside, the better flavour. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, so and this one weighs about so and so. So put that on there. There we go. Easy carve it. It's basically, we price it the same, although it comes out more per kilo. But basically, what we've done, so legs of lamb are 10.28. So in other words, we don't weigh the bone, but that is the approximate price. 2 kilos, that would feed 8 to 9 at a push. And like I say, it's nice and easy to carve. You can have half legs as well, if you want a half size leg to say serve 4 or 5. But there you go. Anyway, just fine.